Before we begin our session, we have Pastor John Baird of the Way of the Word Ministries to offer a prayer for us, and then we'll begin our session with the pledge.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I had to say I didn't know if you guys chose me this week because it was Easter week or because it's April Fool's Day. I wanted to
The former.
Amen. I'm honored. Is it okay if I share a little something before we begin? It is Easter week, and I just wanted to share. I wrote down some thoughts last night before I prayed that I wanted to share with you. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 8, it tells us that God's ways are not our ways, that His thoughts are not our thoughts. And if you're a believer here today, it doesn't matter if you've been a believer for 5 minutes or 50 years, you know that that's true. You know, just when you think you've got it all together, you've got all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, God just explodes on the scene and does the unexpected, and that's what we're going to celebrate this Sunday. God doing the unexpected, right? He sent His only begotten Son to pay the price for all mankind. And as I was thinking about those things, I stumbled onto this old Jewish proverb, and it says this. It says, man plans and God laughs. And again, it's so true that just when we think we've got it all together, God blows our plans right out of the water because God's not afraid to rock the boat. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, well, why does God rock the boat in my life? Why does God rock the boat at my job and in my relationships, in my community, wherever? And I think God rocks the boat because when you rock the boat, you can tell really quickly who's still on board and who jumped overboard. And Jesus, who we're celebrating this week, He wasn't afraid to rock the boat. And He said things like this. He said, you're either for me or against me. He said, if you want to be saved, you got to eat my body, drink my blood. If you want to be my follower, you've got to deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. Jesus said the first will be last and the last will be first. In our world today, those wouldn't be very politically correct statements, but nonetheless, our King said them. But He didn't just rock the boat with His words. He did it in His ministry too. He turned over tables in the temple. He challenged the religious leaders of His day. He hung around with the people that society despised, right? The sinners, the tax collectors, whatever, back in His day. And really, in 3 short years of ministry on His way to this event that we're going to celebrate this Sunday, Jesus forced people to either love Him or hate Him, to either serve Him or reject Him. And what's interesting is that really seems to have been His plan all along. So the reason I'm bringing all that up here today, this morning with you guys, is I want to encourage you guys to keep doing what you're doing. Because the fact that you guys pray at the beginning of these meetings, and I've prayed here, I've prayed at your Veterans Day parade, and I've prayed every year at your National Day of Prayer on the courthouse steps. But because you guys do that, you prove that you're not lukewarm. You know, you prove that you're ready to take on the events of the day. You know, that if God decides to shake things up, you guys as leaders are ready to do that. You guys prove that by your actions that every day is Resurrection Day for you guys. And so if we could all bow our heads. And Father, we just thank You today that You are who You are, Lord, that You're unchanging and yet that You do shake things up. Father, we thank You for the blessings today in our individual lives, Lord, and in this county, Lord. Lord, I thank You today personally for these stewards that are here today, these people, Lord, who aren't afraid to come forward, Lord, with thoughts and with ideas, Lord, to face the challenges that come along in the world today. Lord, we stop for a moment, Lord, and we think today of Daryl Gordon, Lord, the firefighter who lost his life this past week, Lord. Today is his funeral, Lord, and we would just stop for a moment, Lord, and think of that public servant, Lord, and we pray right now Your peace be upon his family, Lord. We thank You today, Lord, for all the public servants, Lord, who risk their lives every day for us, Lord, those who come in, Lord, and have to make the tough decisions. So, Father, thank You for these blessings today, Lord, and You be honored, and You be blessed, and You be glorified and magnified in this meeting today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Pastor. Would you join me in the pledge? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have two proclamations. I would ask that everybody sign in. If you haven't signed in, please, so we have a record of who was in attendance today. I have two proclamations, and if the commissioners would
Public
join
hearing
me.
first.
Sir?
We have a public hearing at 10.
Oh, we have a public hearing at 10. Okay, it's good that people square me up here.
But you're all right, we do have two proclamations.
We do have two proclamations, and they'll be in just a few minutes, huh? Okay. This is a continuation of the final hearing on Orchard Valley ditch petition begun 2 weeks ago on March the 16th, 2015, and continued to today's date for consideration and action by the Board of County Commissioners. As you know, such action must be taken in a regularly scheduled or special meeting called and noticed, as this one was, of the Board of County Commissioners. We will now consider all of the schedules, plans, and reports filed with the county engineer. We will review our former order finding in favor of the improvement, as well as all the additional evidence presented at the final hearing. We will vote to either affirm our former order or to set aside the former order and dismiss the petition. We'll discuss our plans now, so if anyone would like to discuss the petition.
Wasn't our county engineer supposed to be here to present? He wasn't? Okay.
No, it was, yeah, the presentation was at the last.
I didn't know if he'd be here or not. Okay.
Discussion?
No.
I would note for the record that the board did receive the transcript,
Yes.
the
Yes.
court reporter taken on Monday and was disseminated
Right.
to all of
All of
you,
us.
as well as the county engineer and Marshall McCachran with the prosecutor's office, for review and comment, if any.
It was long.
It was about
Not as
same
long
length
as the first one.
meeting. Yeah.
No, I don't think there's any more discussion.
Okay, do we have a motion or a resolution?
The current resolution we have on here, 3815, that is where it has the equal assessment per parcel, correct?
Yes.
It does.
Okay. I would move for the adoption of resolution number 38-15 as recommended.
Should we read that paragraph?
Oh, sure, I could. Resolution number 3815 is resolving to affirm the granting of the petition of Robert and Donna Weddick and Diane Welch as modified by the supplemental report of the county engineer presented on November 5th, 2014, to include only the area designated as Sub-Area 1A, consisting of 64 lots, pursuant to Section 6131.02 and 6131.12 of the Ohio Revised Code, and theretofore ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 11/5/2014, and subsequent to the hearing of all the evidence offered at the final hearing held on March 16th, 2015, and continued for consideration and action by the Board of County Commissioners at the regularly scheduled session today, considering all the schedules, plans, and reports filed by the county engineer, including that the equal assessment to each parcel will better accomplish the purpose and objective of the proposed improvement, and considering the applicable factors set forth in Section 6131.21 of the Ohio Revised Code, and further resolving the letting of the contracts and the preparation and confirmation of the final assessments, therefore, will, when the final actual costs are computed accordingly. That's my motion.
Is there a second?
I will second the motion made by Commissioner Proud.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
There you go. I think that's the final thing, and hopefully construction can start almost immediately. Thank you all. Y'all can stay if you want, but I'm sure you don't want to.
So we do have, so then to continue our meeting, we do have two proclamations.
And thank you
Okay.
all for your patience.
I got
too.
started.
Thank you for your patience with this.
So if you commissioners would join me at the podium. And anyone that would like to receive this petition, proclamation would come forward. Tom, Judith. Good morning. So this is a proclamation recognizing Child Abuse Prevention Month, April 2015. Whereas the National Child Abuse Prevention Month will be recognized throughout the United States during the month of April 2015. And whereas child abuse and neglect is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community and is a pressing issue impacting many of Ohio's children each year. And whereas in 2013 there were approximately 686,000 reports of child abuse and neglect in the United States, and the county total was 1,526 new reports in 2014. And whereas our children are our most precious resource, each child has the right to live and grow in a safe and secure environment with a caring adult who will provide guidance and support. And whereas in order to be successful, effective child abuse prevention efforts can succeed through coordinated and meaningful connections with all community partners. No one person can do everything, but everyone can do something, and together we can create change for the better. And whereas when the entire community takes responsibility for creating healthy lives for our children, we will be laying a foundation for each child's progressive growth and development by raising our leaders of tomorrow. Whereas this month is an important for every community member to consider what they can do to support our prevention efforts. Listen to our children, report concerns, become a foster parent, and simply show you care by reaching out to a child in need. During the month of April, the Clermont County Department of Job and Family Services requesting all citizens share the responsibility. We are raising awareness this year by wearing the color blue on April the 10th. That's Friday, right?
Next Wednesday.
April. I thought it was 8th. So my thing says 10th. I thought it was the 8th. So April the 8th, which is next Wednesday. By wearing blue, you will highlight the importance of recognizing that it takes an entire community working together to make a difference in the lives of our children. Whereas prevention remains the best defense for our children and families. Now therefore be it resolved, the Board of County Commissioners do hereby proclaim the month of April as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Clermont County, and urge the citizens of Clermont County to give full support in efforts toward child abuse prevention and protecting our most precious resource, the children of Clermont County. Signed by myself, Ed Humphrey, Bob Proud, and David Ubel. Mr. Dick, we'll present that to you, and I'm sure you have a few words for us.
I do. Well, thank you, Commissioners, for your continued support of Children's Protective Services and recognition of Child Abuse Prevention Month in Clermont County. As you mentioned, April 8th is Wear Blue Day, not only in Clermont County, but throughout the state of Ohio. So we want to encourage everyone to wear blue that day to, again, recognize the importance to identify and report concerns of child abuse and neglect to Clermont County. To make those reports of abuse and neglect, simply need to call 732-STOP. 732-7173 in Clermont County. One of the things that we're doing this year that we have not done for several years through a funding that we received through the Ohio Child Trust Fund, and that's funding that we received specifically for child abuse prevention, is we are having a contest for our school-age children. So we reached out to our schools in Clermont County, and for our elementary children, we are having a poster contest. So the theme of the posters is Stand Up and Be Strong. And what we're asking them to do is create a poster of their own design and submit that to us by April the 24th, and there will be gift card prizes for the top 3 posters that will be selected by a panel of judges. And for our middle school, it's poem or a media message. And then for our high school, we're asking them to submit a video through a video contest. So 3 different categories: elementary, middle school, and high school. And again, there will be gift cards for the top 3 in each of those categories. So we want to encourage our school-age children to share their thoughts and their encouragement, their ideas of how we as a community can prevent child abuse in Clermont County. So thank you again, Commissioners, for your support, and the community for making reports of child abuse and neglect, because that's the only way that we know when there are children out there that are in need. So thank you again.
Is there going to be anything for like homeschool kids going to be able to participate?
Homeschool children are eligible. We've also reached out to the private schools in Clermont County also. So.
Awesome.
Yeah. Of course.
I wanted to take this opportunity, while I only have a handful of children's services staff that could make it today, I thought April was a great opportunity to recognize Tim and all the children's services staff for all the work they do. It's a very difficult job. It's a very unique job. There's not a lot you can do in the workforce to prepare you for this kind of work. And what you do every day is very much appreciated. And the work that you do to keep children safe is very much appreciated by myself and this community. So thank you.
So who do you have with you?
Well, I asked them to come up, and they just sat there like statues. I think they should stand up and introduce themselves.
I'm Maria Bell. I'm an investigator. I'm Caitlin Warlock. I'm also an investigator.
Tina Pocock, supervisor. Amy Burke, investigator.
Karen Smedley, supervisor.
Jamie Smith, supervisor.
And Nikki McClure, supervisor.
Kathy Collins, clerical.
Hey, Tim, Commissioner Humphrey in the proclamation mentioned 1,600 last year reported cases in Clermont. Is that up or down, or?
It was down slightly from the previous year.
So of that amount, how many were substantiated?
We have substantiated indicated around 35 to 40%.
Which is way too much.
And that fluctuates year to year also. So it's just one of those situations where we never know what we're going to see when we get out there. Sometimes it's nothing to be concerned about, and other times you'll go out there and you think it's going to be nothing, and it's something serious and significant. So again, it's why we do what we do. We go out there and we try to figure out if it's really abuse and neglect or not. And oftentimes we need to get law enforcement involved. Criminal charges are involved. Sometimes it's nothing. Children are fine, and we can walk away.
Thank you for what you do,
Thank you.
all of you.
Thank you very much.
Good, good.
You
want
want to
a
do a
picture?
photo with?
Yeah, we'll get a picture and we'll get a picture of the whole crew. Come on up.
Ed, would you like, so with as many people, you want to stand in the back again? I don't know if
Yeah,
we've got
we can
enough
do that.
room. Maybe.
If everyone would stand in front, the commissioners will stand behind, and that way we'll have 2
We've got
tiers.
your back, so we're
Yeah, we'll have 2 tiers.
Put Tim in the middle.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, you gotta squeeze in.
Can we make 2 rows up there of the short in the front so we get the... Okay, slide in close. Tuck your shoulders in behind the person next to you. We got to give Tim a place again. There we go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. We'll do one more. 1, 2, 3.
She didn't give you
Are
a
you
warning,
okay?
she just clicked.
Are you okay?
All right, I've got to zoom out on this one. Julie, this is yours. This is your
It's an agency camera.
camera. 1, 2, 3. And we'll do one more. 1, 2, 3.
Very good.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you all for being with us. Please. Yeah, we'll get that.
I was hoping he wasn't gonna walk away with that.
The other proclamation, second proclamation we have is National County Government Month in Clermont County, April 2015. Whereas the nation's 3,069 counties serve more than 300 million Americans, provide essential services to create health, safety, and a vibrant and economical, resilient communities. And whereas counties move America forward by building infrastructure, maintaining roads and bridges, providing health care, administering justice, keeping communities safe, running elections, managing solid waste, keeping records, and much more. And whereas Clermont County and all counties take pride in the responsibility to protect and enhance the health, welfare, and safety of the residents in efficient and cost-effective ways. And whereas through the National Association of Counties, President's Transportation and Infrastructure Initiative, NACO, National Association of Counties, is encouraging counties focus on how they can improve their communities through road projects, new bridges, building new infrastructure, water sewer improvements, and other public works activities. And whereas in order to remain healthy, vibrant, and safe, and economically competitive, America's counties provide transportation and infrastructure services that play a key role in everything from residential daily communities to shipping goods around the world. And whereas each year, 1,991 National Association counties have engaged counties across the country to actively promote their programs and services. Let me read that again. Each year since 1991, the National Association of Counties has encouraged counties across the country to actively promote new programs and services for the public they serve. Now therefore be it proclaimed, the Board of County Commissioners does hereby proclaim April 2015 National County Government Month in Clermont County. Signed by myself, Ed Humphrey, Bob Proud, and David Ubel. And am I presenting this to you? Okay, okay. We definitely have a transportation improvement projects in Clermont County. If you go to Eastgate or over to 28 in Miami Township or Clough Pike, you'll see that there's recent construction. And the Clermont County really focuses on transportation because we know it moves people and goods in a very positive way and allows our county to expand. You wanted to say something else?
Just a couple of things.
Okay.
We'll be posting on our social media every day some little factoid about the county, starting with history this week and then taking a closer look at social services that are supported by the county, infrastructure improvements, law enforcement and the courts. And I hope it'll give citizens a good idea of the scope of services that are provided by Clermont County. And Speaking of bridges, the Clermont County Covered Bridge in Stone Lick Township will be reopening this month, and I think that's a great reminder of the infrastructure that we support, and we'll be seeing that reopening in a couple of weeks.
Yay!
Yay. And then simply, what Judy and Tim were up here for, the Wear Blue to Work Day next Wednesday, a reminder that we've sent messages around to a lot of employers in the county, the school districts, other government jurisdictions, asking them to join in this effort. And I hope that county departments will also be doing this to support what our tremendous Children's Protective Services does every day, and a reminder about Child Abuse Prevention Month. We'll also be doing a reminder later in the month of all the boards and commissions that the commissioners appoint members to, and the opportunities for volunteering for those are. And then I finally just want to put in a plug for following us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, and subscribing to our monthly newsletter if you don't do that now. So you can go to our homepage to subscribe to our newsletter and simply look up Clermont County on Facebook and Twitter and follow us. We do put a lot of information out on those posts, and we hope that you subscribe to those. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathleen, for what you do. You make us look good.
Tough to do sometimes.
Yeah, get that right.
Okay. Our next item on the agenda is to pay our bills, Resolution 32-15, in the amount of $1,524,290.19. Do we have a motion to pass that resolution?
So moved?
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Aye. Item 4. You have several here.
Item 4 is my recommendation, Judy Eschman, the Director of Job and Family Services, with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to authorize the transfer of temporary assistance for needy families, TANF allocation funding, from Clermont County Public Assistance Fund to the Clermont County Children's Protective Services Fund. For the CPS provides assistance to needy families so that children may be cared for in their homes or in the homes of relatives, and further to execute the transfer approval form relative thereto pursuant to and in compliance with Section 5705.14 of the Ohio Revised Code and Rule 5101 9-6-08 Section G of the Ohio Administrative Code, therefore.
Okay, do we have a motion to authorize the transfer of the temporary assistance funds as contained in item 4?
So moved.
Second the motion?
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Ubel?
Yes.
Humphrey?
Aye. Item 5.
Item 5 is my recommendation with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to authorize the transfer of temporary assistance for needy families, TANF allocation funding, from the Clermont County Public Assistance Fund to the Clermont County Child Support Enforcement Fund for the CSC Operations for Seek and Work program, which assists low-income, non-custodial parents to obtain employment so that they may meet their child support obligations, and further to execute the transfer approval form relative thereto pursuant to and in compliance with Section 5705.14 of the Ohio Revised Code and Rule 5101 9-6-08 Section G of the Ohio Administrative Code, therefore.
Okay, do we have a motion to authorize the transfer of the TANF funds as contained in item 5?
So moved?
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 6.
6 is my recommendation with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to authorize Edwin H. Humphrey, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute the support services agreement and rider buy-in between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and Riverside Computing Incorporated, DBA Agility, 8316 North Dixie Drive, Dayton, Ohio, relative to the ongoing support of a document imaging system utilized by the Clermont County Department of Job and Family Services at a monthly cost of $580 for 4 hours of services per month, for a total amount not to exceed $6,960, plus additional costs for services exceeding the monthly 4-hour service limit at the rates outlined therein, effective for the period of 4/1/15 through 3/31/16, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein.
Okay, we have a motion to execute the support service agreement as contained in item 6.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 7.
Item 7 is my recommendation with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to execute an amendment to the agreement by and between County of Clermont, Ohio and Speedway Prepaid Card LLC on Speedway Drive, Enon, Ohio, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on April 16th of 2014, and subsequently extended through an extension of agreement ratified by the Board of Commissioners on December 10th of 14 for the purchase of prepaid fuel cards for use by eligible participants of non-emergency transportation program and temporary assistance for needy families program who are in need of transportation assistance, with said amendment to allow for the use of prepaid fuel cards by eligible participants of the Food Assistance Employment and Training Program who are in the need of transportation assistance, in addition to NET and TANF program participants, effective upon execution through 12/31/15, with all the terms and conditions set forth in the original agreement and extension thereof to remain in full force and effect.
Okay, do we have a motion to execute the amendment as contained in item 7?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
How many people do you have usually on that? How many cards do you give out?
I can't remember how much the contract is for. We purchased them in $5,000 increments at $10 a card.
$100,000.
It's $100,000? Thanks,
For
Judy.
sure it is.
We have always serviced non-emergency transportation by giving gas cards as well as TANF individuals who have to work in exchange for cash assistance. But we're doing a lot of work with food assistance families where the adult is able-bodied and has to do a work activity or requirement to get food assistance, and we're trying to provide them with some supportive services as well through gas cards.
Again, the gas cards preclude any alcohol or tobacco.
They're gas only.
Yes.
Good.
Okay. Do we have a motion to execute the purchase of service agreement as contained in item 8?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
You didn't have to read that one.
Oh. I just jumped ahead? I'm sorry.
We did item 7, now we're on item 8, sir.
We just did 8. Now we're on
No,
9.
we did.
We did 7.
We did 7, then we talked about 7, and then I asked about 8, and we made a motion and passed it
That's right.
without
So-
reading it. So could we read that into the record just for the,
Yeah, why don't you read what we passed? Sound like Congress.
sorry.
Item 8 is my recommendation with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold to execute a purchase of service agreement by and between Clermont, County of Clermont, Ohio and Lighthouse Youth Services Incorporated on East McMillan Street, Cincinnati for the provision of Paint Creek Youth Center residential treatment services for a specified child referred by the Department of Job and Family Services and/or juvenile court at the rates as identified therein, effective 4/9/15 through 10/8/15, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein. This is a child-specific contract.
Okay. And we've passed it. We do have it in our agenda in full detail, so we know what we passed, but I just got out of order there. So item 9 is next.
Item 9 is my recommendation with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to execute the purchase of service agreement by and between County of Clermont, Ohio and NECO Incorporated in Glen Springs Drive, Cincinnati, Ohio, with the administrative address of P.O. Box 568, South Point, Ohio, for the provision of traditional and treatment foster care services for children referred by the Department of Job and Family Services or Clermont County Juvenile Court at the rates outlined therein, effective May 1st of 15 through December 31st of 15, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein. We currently have 12 children in placement with the NECO Center. 11 are in foster care and 1's in an adoptive placement.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to execute the purchase of service agreement as contained in item 9?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 10?
Is my recommendation with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to approve the worksite partner agreement to be utilized by Easter Seals Tri-State LLC from Gilbert Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, for the provision of placement services relative to the 2015 Summer Youth Employment Program for Clermont County, Ohio, and further to authorize the Director of the Department of Job and Family Services to execute on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners the worksite partner agreements for the placement of participants in the 2015 Summer Youth Employment Program, effective for the period of May 1st, 15 through October 31st, 15, pursuant to and in compliance with Section 329.04B of the Ohio Revised Code.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the worksite partner agreement as contained in item 10?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Hopefully we'll have a lot of,
We currently, the program starts May 1st. We have recruited about 25 employers, which is more than double than last year so far,
Yay.
with enough employment spots for about 70 youth so far. So this agreement hopefully will encourage some of my county department partners to take youth on and be able to simplify that paperwork so that we can add more spots and get more youth to work.
I bet a lot of private sector. I know we get a lot of public sector.
This year, we probably are about half and half so far, because we're really trying to recruit private sector employers.
Good, good.
So what's the requirement for the private sector if someone wants to apply, employer?
They actually sign an agreement with Easter Seals. Easter Seals is the employer of record. They do all the payroll, they pay the youth, they do all the administrative work. The employer provides the work, finds the job, and does the supervision.
Mm-hmm.
So it's free labor and a great opportunity for youth that are eligible, and they're all from households with certain incomes, to get some work experience and save some money and feel good about what they're going to do next. For me, for school-age kids, to be able to start school in August and have made some money to be able to buy the things you want to buy to go back to school and feel good about returning to school and get a great education is important.
What number would an employer call to express an interest in this?
They'd call Bobby Bradford at Easter Seals, and that number is area code 513-943-8023.
Do they still have classes that go along with it as far as like money management, things like that?
Actually, this year the state has allowed that. Last year they were very limited on what they were allowed to do with students, and this year there is a training component, soft skills, kinds of things that we're doing with youth, so that when they leave this program, hopefully they can continue to work year round, maybe for someone else, or be ready for a better job.
Good.
Yeah, no, I was the area counselor, for that when I was in college. So I know how great that program is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 11.
Hey, Carl.
Good morning. My name is Carl Lamping. I'm with the Clermont County Building Department. I'm here today to recommend, with the concurrence of Thomas Eigel, the Assistant County Administrator, to appoint and/or reappoint the following individuals to serve on the Clermont County Airport Zoning Board of Appeal, the Flood Damage Prevention Variance Board, and the Water Management and Sediment Control Regulations Variance Appeals Board. I'd like to recommend Ray Sebastian to be reappointed. Ray's in Batavia. His term would be from 4/7/15 through 4/6/18. And I'd like to recommend appointing Jeff Stein of Bethel to be appointed for the same term, 4/7/15 through 4/6/18.
Okay.
This board is one of the boards that we use at Permanent Central to hear appeals of the various four of the various regulations that we administrate.
I think Ray knows a little bit about
Ray knows just a tad about it. Yeah.
I think they both do.
Yeah, Jeff does too.
So do we have a motion to appoint or reappoint the individuals as contained in item 11?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Gubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Thank
Item
you. If I
thank
could
you.
take a second,
Sure.
I'd like to introduce some people we have in the audience today, if you don't mind.
Sure, let's do that.
Mike Scott, who's working on one of his badges for Boy Scouts, and his brother Nikki, and his mom Stephanie. They're related to our plan examiner in our building department, Steve Scott, who
Good.
we have here. They're here today to work on one of his badges.
That's awesome. So where are you located?
Owensville.
Owensville.
Our troop is in Owensville. He
At
goes
St.
to
Louis. At St.
Batavia,
Louis.
yes, correct.
And
He
so
goes to Batavia Middle School, so they're on spring break this week, so we were able to make a meeting.
you all have the highest percentage of Eagle Scouts there than anyone else. I've been, I've been there to a lot of the Court of Honor that they have there for that, and so congratulations. You can go for the Eagle Scout too?
I am.
Good job.
Is
Proud
there
of you.
anything you need from us today to help you with that?
A project?
We can talk afterwards, okay?
Have you selected your project yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
Oh,
I'm gonna
good.
try to do it this summer.
Okay.
I'm sure we can come up with something if you need help.
Item 12?
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
Thanks.
And
The recommendation of Andy Kuka, Director, Department of Community and Economic Development, with the concurrence of Stephen Raybold, County Administrator, to execute the administrative agreement by and between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, and the Clermont County Community Services, Inc., Hospital Drive in Batavia, for funding in the amount of $55,000 for project number 2014-03, relative to the Clermont County Community Services James Sauls Homeless Shelter Parking Lot Repairs Project, in concert with the Ohio Development Services Agency State Community Development Block Grant Program for the County of Clermont for fiscal year 2014, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein.
Do we have a motion to execute the administrative agreement as contained in item 12?
So moved.
second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Humphrey?
Aye. Item 13?
Also, the recommendation of Andy Kuka, Director, Department of Community and Economic Development, with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to approve the request to place a notice of public hearing and 30-day review period on the draft 5-year consolidated plan, the assessment of fair housing, the citizen participation plan, and the 1-year annual action plan for the Community Development Block Grant Program for the County of Clermont, Ohio, for fiscal years 2015 through 2019 in the Clermont Sun, a newspaper of general circulation, on Thursday, April 2nd, 2015, designating Wednesday, May 20th, 2015, at 10 a.m. local time in the office of the Board of County Commissioners here at 101 East Main Street in Batavia as the date, time, and location of the public hearing to afford public comment thereon, as well as the availability of the aforestated draft documents for public inspection during the 30-day review period required prior thereto. This notice will also be posted on the Clermont County's website at clermontcountyohio.gov. The 30-day review period shall commence on April 15th, 2015, and continue through May 15th, 2015. Printed copies of the forestated draft documents will be available for public inspection at the following locations. The Clermont County Office, Department of Community and Economic Development, here at 101 East Main Street in Batavia on the 3rd floor. The Clermont County Public Library at the following branches. The Bethel Branch, 611 West Plain Street. The New Richmond Branch, 103 River Valley Boulevard. The Goshen Branch at 6678 State Route 132. And the Union Township Branch at 4450 Glen Estee, Whithamsville Road. And then there'll be a copy available at the Miami Township Civic Center at the reception desk at 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford. And then we will also have a copy on the Clermont County website under Community and Economic Development. So that would be clermontcountyohio.biz under Consolidated Plan.
Okay.
So this is relative to the entitlement status that we're transitioning to and all the requirements by HUD.
Did you repeat that again?
Yeah.
And thank you, Judy, for getting this motion together.
So do we have a motion to approve the details of item 13?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Item 14?
Morning, I'm Suki Sheets with the Office of Management and Budget, and item 14 is a recommendation to adopt Resolution 3315 to certify some delinquent utility charges. We've got $21,470.55 for delinquent sewer, $15,354.48 for water, $11,002.80 for miscellaneous. These will be put on the properties for which the connection served as a lien against that property in order to collect the delinquent amounts. They are spelled out on Exhibit A to the resolution, and this is in compliance with Ohio Revised Code.
Good. We have a motion to pass Resolution 33-15 as contained in item 14.
So moved.
Second motion.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 15. Morning.
Lyle Bloom, Director with the Clermont County Water Resources Department, and item number 15 is recommendation to accept the following grants of water easements with rights of reentry for repair and replacement that will be granted and conveyed to Clermont County for utility purposes of constructing, operating, maintaining, repairing, replacing, removing or reinstalling water utility lines, pumping equipment, and all incidental fixtures required for the transportation of water in, on, under, and across the property of the grantors. And this is in relation to the proposed Pine Bluff subdivision in Miami Township. First grantor is Rodney and Ruth Osborne for property at 5457 Dry Run Road. The next is Terry and Robin Perkins for property at 5431 Dry Run Road. And the last is Herbert Howell, trustee, for property at 5405 Dry Run Road.
And they're all donated.
My guess is there was some agreement worked out with the developer. These were acquired by the developer. So I know he's extending the water line past their property, but now they'll have access to public water in addition.
Good. We have a motion to accept the grants of water easements and right of reentry as contained in item 15.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 16.
Tag here. Okay, 2 weeks ago, we were in and talked about the rates, the water rates, and item 16 is a recommendation to adopt Resolution 3415 to amend the rules and regs of the Clermont County Water Resources Department to increase the water use rates as outlined in Schedule 4, which represents a 3.4% increase to the water use rates required to support the projected operating costs, debt service, and capital improvement and replacement needs of the waterworks system. These rates will be effective on July 1st, which is 90 days from now. What it amounted to, we talked about a while ago, but it's on a minimum bill, someone that uses less than 5,000 gallons on residential. It's a 60-cent increase in their bill over the 2-month period. On a normal average residential bill, which is about 12,000 gallons of water, it's a $1.23 increase. It only is affecting the water portion of their bill. If they're a sewer-only customer, they will see no change in their rate.
And again, it's when you mention that amount of increase, that's every 2 months.
Every 2 months, yes, 60 cents. Like Judy mentioned when we had our discussion 2 weeks ago, a penny a day for a minimum user, and a little bit more for the people that use a higher level.
And we still are one of the cheapest.
We are. If you look at the surveys, I ran a comparison of the different surveys, and we are on the very low end of both water and sewer rates right now.
We have a motion to adopt Resolution 34-15.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
I want to thank, again, Lyle, you and your crew, your team too, for being so efficient enough that we can keep it down to just 3.4.
And it has been, just to add on to that, it has been since 2011. So it's been 4 years since we've increased the rates. So if you look back over a 4-year period, 3.4% isn't that much of an increase, and it'll allow us to go at least for another probably 4 if usage and consumption stays as we plan it.
Thank you. Item 17.
You're back.
You are indeed tag teaming.
So also 2 weeks ago, in informal session, we presented the 5-year capital improvement plans for the waterworks and wastewater systems. So items 17 and 18 are both recommendations to approve those. So I'm going to try to combine the two motions and read them together. It's a recommendation to approve resolution numbers 35-15 and 36-15, resolving to approve the revised general plans for the county waterworks system and wastewater system, respectively, within the Clermont County Water Resource Department for proposed improvement and expansion projects at various locations. situated within various townships in Clermont County and is more particularly described in the 5-year waterworks and wastewater capital improvement plans for years 2015 through 2019, and they are attached to the resolution as Exhibit A. And authorize and direct the Water Resource Department to perform preliminary and design engineering, preparation of detailed plans, specifications, contract documents, and estimates of cost for proposed improvement and expansion projects, and to authorize the Water Resource Department, its employees or agents, to enter onto private and/or public properties to be affected by the proposed improvement and expansion projects after sufficient notice has been sent to owners and/or persons in possession or control of such properties to perform soil investigations, surveys, appraisals, or other examinations as deemed necessary in order to finalize said preliminary or design engineering, preparation of detailed plans, specifications, contract documents, acquisition of necessary right-of-way, and estimates of costs. And further authorize the sanitary engineer to make pre-application, nominate and/or make application for various local, state, and federal grant or loans, should such become available for funding of said improvement and expansion projects. This is pursuant to and in compliance with Chapter 6103 of the Ohio Revised Code for the Waterworks System and 6117 of the Ohio Revised Code for the Wastewater System. And when the assuming that both plans are approved, they will be put on our website for the public to view. That would be at wrd.clermontcountyohio.gov.
Okay. I'm going to handle them from a motion point of view separately. So do we have a motion to adopt Resolution 35-15 as contained in item 17?
So moved.
I'll second item 17.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Do we have a motion to adopt Resolution 36-15 as contained in item 18?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 19.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm going to say, where's Suki's going to be back up?
All right, item 19 is a recommendation to authorize the president of the board to execute a software subscription service agreement between the county and KBS out of Williamsville, New York. This is for software support services as outlined in that agreement, which is really for our accounts receivable and collection system, at a total cost of $3,672, effective April 1st of this year through April 30th of next year, as well as to cancel and execute a refund cancellation and return form as it relates to the cancellation of maintenance fees on the CQCS report writer and the data dictionary modules as of April 11th of this year. These are all pursuant to and in compliance with the terms. This is now, last year we paid for all of this in order to continue the internal service fund billing at a $6,085. We're canceling the report writer. We had held on to that in order to transition. We're not going to transition the data out of one system to another. When we eventually get to the point where the new system can handle the billing and collection, we'll just start using it. We won't transition. So we're going to cancel that, which brings the price, the annual price, down to $3,672 from $6,000.
Okay. So do we have a motion to execute software subscription service agreement and the KVS information system refund cancellation and return policy form as contained in item 19?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 20.
Item 20 is an agreement with regard to our Records Management Center. It's a request to authorize a customer service agreement between the county and Shred It USA out of Fairfield, Ohio, for the provision of on-site shredding of confidential paper and media to be utilized by the Office of Management and Budget Records Management Division at a cost not to exceed 4.5 cents per pound. This will become effective today through March 31st, 2020. Pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth. This is actually a nice savings from what we have been paying, anywhere from 6 1/4 to 7.75 cents per pound. Michelle Snyder of Records Center went out and talked to a bunch of different providers and got this. It's a small overall annual cost. It'll be less than $5,000, but it helps.
Sure. Do we have a motion to execute the consumer service agreement as contained in item 20?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 21.
Lyle, you want to do that?
I have 21. Item 21 is a recommendation, John Cascaden, with my concurrence, to execute change order number 3 to the service agreement by and between the Clermont County Board of County Commissioners and Motorola Solutions, Schaumburg, Illinois, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 10/23/13, subsequently amended on 7/9/14 and 12/10/14, for the provision of dispatch services, network monitoring services, infrastructure repair and advanced replacement services, on-site infrastructure response services, and network preventative maintenance to the county's 800 megahertz voice and radio data systems, to extend the effective date of the state of services for an additional period of 30 days through 4/30/2015, at the increased cost of $20,724.62 for a total adjusted contract price to date of $351,593.92 as set forth therein. We need to extend this one additional month, in which case we transition to the new system.
New system changeover should start about the 20th of April and be completed by the end of the month. So, do we have a motion to execute the change order number 3 as contained in item 21?
Make a motion for item 21?
I'll second that.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Mr. Proud.
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. 22.
22 is a recommendation, John Cascaden, with my concurrence, to renew the lease by and between the County of Clermont and ATC Midwest LLC, a subsidiary of American Tower Corporation of Massachusetts, for the lease of premises for emergency communication system towers and related equipment throughout Clermont County, respectively for the end of 4 terms, for the end of 5 years each, commencing on 5/1 of 2015 and ending on 5/1 of 2020, at the rate of $3,130.04 per month for each tower site for the first year and the second term of 5 years. With each successive year thereafter of said second term of rental will increase by 3% per year. Of all the other terms and conditions, the assignment of leases and licenses by and between the Board of County Commissioners and Motorola, Inc. relative to the site leases and/or licenses by and between Motorola and ATC Midwest. Therefore, ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 11/1 of 2000 to remain in full force and effect. We're essentially renewing our license agreements to the tower sites for the communication system.
We have a motion to approve the renewal of leases as contained in item 22.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud.
Yay.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Steve, are we the leaser or leasee there? I'm kind of missed,
We're
You're
the
the
lease-
leasee, okay.
We're the leasee.
We're leasing it from either Motorola or through American Tower.
Thank you.
23.
Hey, Brandon.
Recommendation of Brandon Hepner, ISD Director, with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybolt, County Administrator, to adopt Resolution 3715, resolving to find that computer equipment listed in Exhibit A attached thereto and made a part of thereof is no longer necessary for use of Clermont County, and therefore determines that it should be donated to the Clermont County Educational Services, political subdivision of the state of Ohio, pursuant in compliance with section 307.12D of the Ohio Revised Codes, and subsequent thereto to authorize the Information System Department to delete the items from their inventory and to transfer referenced items accordingly, thereby becoming responsibility and of the receiving agency. We are donating some of this equipment to the educational service so that they can distribute them to the schools.
Do we have a motion to adopt Resolution 37-15 as contained in item 23?
So moved.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Hubel.
Yes.
Mr. Proud.
Good.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
That's a good thing.
Item 24.
Mr. Humphrey, if you don't mind, we have 11 o'clock, scheduled 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Public hearing.
Yes. Temporarily suspend our agenda and move into the public hearing. This is a public hearing for the purpose of vacating a portion of the limited access right-of-way identified within parcel 41-32-05D-140 on the tax map of Clermont County, Ohio, of which a portion is in the state highway system for the eastbound ramp of State Route 32 and Eastgate Boulevard, situated within Union Township, Clermont County. Reminder to all those in attendance to please sign in at the back there if you have not done so already. This is an open public hearing on this date, time, and location for public comment relative to the request to vacate a portion of the limited access right-of-way identified within parcel 41-32-05D-140 of the tax maps of Clermont County, of which a portion is in the state highway system for the eastbound ramp of State Route 32 eastbound Eastgate Boulevard in Union Township, Clermont County. And would you like to, Judith, would you like to read the notice of the public hearing?
The Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, pursuant to authority vested in the Board of County Commissioners by Section 5553.04 of the Ohio Revised Code, will consider the proposed vacation of a portion of limited access right-of-way identified within parcel number 413105D140 on the tax maps of Clermont County, Ohio, of which portion is in the state highway system for the eastbound ramp to State Route 32 and Eastgate Boulevard in Union Township, Clermont County, Ohio, and in Matthew Military Survey number 1138, and being more particularly described as follows. Hence the legal description, which indicates that it is to the place of beginning and containing 3.820 acres of land subject to legal highways and easements of record, and the above described real estate is a part of the same premises recorded in Deed Book 719, page 263 of the Clermont County Recorder's Office, and identified as parcel number 413105D140 on the tax maps of Clermont County, Ohio, being the result of a survey and plat dated December 2014 made by Craig Reisner, professional surveyor, Clermont County Deputy Surveyor, Ohio registration number 8024. The Board of County Commissioners will be on site to view the above described limited access right-of-way in Union Township, proposed to be vacated on or about 9 a.m. on Wednesday, April 1st, 2015. The final hearing on the proposed vacation of the above described limited access right-of-way in Union Township will be held on Wednesday, April 1st, 2015 at 11 o'clock a.m. local time. The office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, Batavia, Ohio, 45103, for the purpose of receiving comments relative to by order of the Board of County Commissioners, Clermont County, Ohio, Edwin H. Humphrey, President, Robert L. Proud, Vice President, David H. Jubal, Member, and attested to by myself, Judith Castillo, Clerk of the Board.
Okay. We did make the viewing this morning at 9 o'clock. And we'll now hear from the county engineer, Craig Reisner, Deputy Surveyor.
Morning. Craig Reisner, Deputy Surveyor. I think the public notice covered most of the highlights. 3.82 acres. It's part of the property is owned by the Board of County Commissioners. It is a limited access right-of-way, which is controlled by ODOT. This is unusual. It's something that we don't usually do, but we do have the commissioners have the authority to vacate ODOT right-of-way with the approval of the director of ODOT, and we did receive correspondence from ODOT with their approval of the vacation.
Okay.
3.82 acres, and this is caused by excess land sales. We moved the ramp over as part of the Eastgate interchange improvements, and so the result was slightly less than 4 acres of excess land that's no longer needed for right-of-way.
This is essentially where the old ramp was.
Correct.
And no longer needed because the new ramp's taking over the work.
Right, the new ramp was moved closer to 32, therefore creating the excess land.
Okay.
So they're going to keep that little portion, though, again, the culvert.
Right, there is a catch basin that's going to remain as part of the limited access right-of-way. So it'll be ODOT's responsibility to maintain that catch basin.
Okay. Anything further?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone who'd like to comment in favor of the proposed vacation? Anyone who would like to comment in opposition to the proposed vacation? Any correspondence we've received relative to the proposed vacation?
No, sir.
Okay. Any other comments by anyone here in attendance? If not, we'll close the public hearing on the right-of-way vacation. And prepared for us was a tentative resolution. Someone want to read that into the record?
I'll read that. Recommendation to adopt Resolution 39-15, determining to vacate of a portion of the limited access right-of-way identified with parcel number 41-32-05D-140 on the tax maps of Clermont County, Ohio, of which a portion is in the state highway system for the eastbound ramp to State Route 32 and Eastgate Boulevard, situated within Union Township, Clermont County, Ohio, as described therein pursuant to and in compliance with Section 5553.04 of the Ohio Revised Code. That'll be my motion.
Okay.
And I will second that motion.
Mr. Dubel?
Yes.
Mr. Kraus?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
So vacated.
So done.
Good.
Now we can return to our regular agenda.
Regularly scheduled.
Now we can get a bookstore there.
Or another hotel.
Are there bookstores anymore?
No, there's none here.
An Amazon store.
There's a place in Richmond, Kentucky, would be great, Hastings. That would be awesome to have one of those here.
Item 25.
Item 25 is a recommendation of Judge Schreiber, Clermont County Juvenile Court, with my concurrence to approve the renewal of an agreement by between the County of Clermont and Neopost USA. Previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 3/1/07 and subsequently renewed on 4/16 of 08, 3/11 of 09, 3/8 of 10, 3/23 of 11, 2/29 of 12, 4/3 of 13, and 4/2 of 14. Through rental of a Neopost digital postage meter in the amount of $695.89, as well as online maintenance services relative thereto in the amount of $1,525.99, with total amount not to exceed $2,221.88, effective 3/14 of 15 through 3/13 of 16.
What item are we on? I got
We're on
lost.
item 24, sir.
Item 24, thank you. So do we have a motion to approve the renewal of the agreement as contained in item 24?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Kraus?
Yay.
Mr. Dubel?
Yes, sorry.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 25. Mr. Reisner?
Item 25, recommendation of Patrick J. Munger, County Engineer, the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to accept the following permanent and temporary easements granted and conveyed to the County of Clermont, Ohio for roadway purposes necessary for project number MI 1310 relative to the Loveland-Miamiville Road Bridge Replacement Project located in Miami Township. The grantor is Vicky D. and Bruce Swallen, and it's a permanent $100, temporary $100, and repairs $6,900.
Okay. We have a motion to accept the permanent and temporary easements as contained in item 25.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Dubel?
Yes.
Mr. Kraus?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. 26.
26 is a recommendation of Patrick J. Munger, County Engineer, with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to accept the following temporary easement granted and conveyed to Clermont County, Ohio for roadway purposes necessary for project number BA0102 relative to the Elklick Road Stabilization Project located in Batavia Township. I'm not sure how to pronounce the
Ungantine.
Ungathum?
Ungantine.
Ungantine? It's a temporary easement, and the amount was $10,000.
We have a motion to accept the temporary easement as contained in item 26.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Kraus?
Yay.
Mr. Dubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. 27.
27 is a recommendation of Patrick J. Munger, County Engineer, with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to authorize a temporary detour to through traffic on Fay Road between 1625 and 1633 Fay Road, located in Goshen Township, beginning Monday 4/6/15 through Friday 4/10/15, between the hours of 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. for a culvert replacement, culvert number CC 142-3. With the understanding the appropriate barriers and detours will be maintained during the aforestated temporary detour along an alternate route by the appropriate law enforcement agency pursuant to section 5543.17 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Okay, do we have a motion to authorize temporary detour to through traffic as contained in item 27?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
Mr. Dubel?
Yes.
Mr. Kraus?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Thank you. Item 28.
Item 28 is my recommendation to execute change order number 4 to the contract with Cincinnati Bell Telephone for multiple telecommunications, voice, and data transport services previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 7/24/12 and amended on 11/20/13, 7/23/14, and 2/25/15. They add an additional T1 ATM circuit point-to-point Ethernet services connectivity from 550 Ohio Pike, the Beachmont Title Office to 76 South Riverside Drive, which represents an estimated increase of $2,100 for a period of 12 months for a total adjusted contract price date of $244,249.28 pursuant to and in compliance with terms and conditions set forth therein. This is the connectivity requirement for the new clerk's office and will be covered by the clerks.
Good. Okay, do we have a motion to execute change order number 4 as contained in item 28?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Stroud?
Yay.
Mr. Yule?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 29?
Item 29 is my recommendation to authorize Commissioner Humphrey to execute a memorandum of agreement by and between the Board of County Commissioners on behalf of the Clermont Transportation Connection and the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana Regional Council of Governments, which designates OKI as the metropolitan planning organization responsible and accountable for transportation planning for all applicable state and federal requirements in the greater Cincinnati metropolitan area as mandated through Federal Transit Administration and 23 CFR 4050.310, effective 7/1/15 through 6/30/19, pursuant to and compliance with terms and conditions.
Do you have a motion to execute the memorandum of agreement as contained in item 29?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Yule?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
And Suki's back.
30.
I'm back with item 30. Item 30 is a recommendation to renew the lease agreement between the county and the Clermont County Educational Service Center for 13,938 square feet of office space that they're locating in our building at 2400 Clermont Center Drive. This will be for an additional one-year period commencing on July 1st of this year, effective through June 30th of next year, at a base rate of $167,116.62. Plus, we'll have a CPI that'll come into effect that'll be published in July. We use the Cincinnati CPI. This is per an agreement that we had entered into with them on June 11, 2014. So it's the first of 3 one-year renewals.
Okay, do we have a motion to renew the lease agreement as contained in item 30?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Yule?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
And what's the name of that building? There you go.
What's the name of the building?
Item 31.
Item 31 is a recommendation to reappoint Mark Carter, Saddlebrook Court, Loveland, Ohio, to serve as the Clermont County Planning Commission for a term of 3/31/2015 through 3/30 of 2018, pursuant to section 713.22 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Do we have a motion to reappoint Mr. Carter as contained in item 31?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Yule?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Aye. Item 32.
Item 2, requests from various departments to join professional organizations and to authorize payment of the annual dues and the amounts outlined below for membership therein, pursuant to section 325.21 of the Ohio Revised Code, and to authorize reimbursement of routine travel expenses. We have the Clermont County Municipal Court, the Ohio Association of Magistrates for $125, the Ohio State Bar Association for $240, and the Clermont County Bar Association for $100, and the Clermont County Court of Common Pleas, Cincinnati Bar Association for $1,190, and the County Sheriff's Office, National Tactical Officers Association for $150.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the various departments to join professional organization and authorize reimbursement for routine travel expenses relative thereto?
So moved.
I'll second the
Suki's
motion.
getting her exercise.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Yule?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 33, financial and budgetary actions.
Item 33 is, and the first one we have is our supplemental changes in the total appropriation. First, in the day treatment facility debt service fund, $2,530.32. This is actually the balance in the fund. We're going to go ahead and appropriate it so we can close this out. This was on a facility that they got rid of, and there's no longer a debt service. It was paid off. Second, we have the Children's Trust Fund. We're appropriating $16,875.51. Again, this is funds that they have available that they had received in excess of what they had planned, so we're appropriating those for their expenditures. Then we have the budget transfers moving in probation improvement grant, moving from their fringe benefits to other expenses, $1,500. And in the same fund, we have moving from their salaries to other expenses, another $1,500, Both of these are grant budget adjustments for additional services and program expenses related to the Thinking for Change grant. And finally, we have the 2 reimbursements, cash transfers from water revenue to water and sewer combined for $170,000, and from sewer revenue to water and sewer combined for $170,000 for our monthly prorate support of the water and sewer combined fund.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the financial and budgetary actions as contained in item 33.
I'll make a motion for item 33.
I'll second that.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Training and travel.
Clermont County Court of Common Pleas, Alice Frick and Elizabeth Burrows, 3 days, Columbus, Ohio, the Ohio Clerk of Court Association Legal Seminar, estimated not to exceed $740. Clermont County Court of Common Pleas, Domestic Relations Division, Michael Finney, Penny Ann Gates, 3 days, Cambridge, Ohio, the Ohio Association of Magistrates Spring Conference, not to exceed $1,087.30. Maggie Mills, 5 days, Cincinnati, Ohio, Partners in Mediation Training, estimated not to exceed $942. Kay Heil, 1 day, Columbus, Ohio, the Ohio Supreme Court's 2015 Mediation Roundtable, estimated not to exceed $132.88. Barbara Antel, 1 day, Columbus, Ohio, Judicial College Domestic Relations Spring Seminar Training, not to exceed $196.05. Chris Davis, 1 day, Indianapolis, Indiana, the Indiana State Bar Office Mediator Training, not to exceed $365. Brittany Neal, 1 day, Ohio Supreme Court of Ohio Judicial College Training, not to exceed $132.25. County Sheriff's Office, Mike Robertson and Lori Saylor, 3 days, Loveland, Ohio. Loveland Police Department National Association of Computer Voice Stress Analysis Recertification, estimated not to exceed $952. Jeff Sellers, 73 days, Quantico, Virginia, Federal Bureau of Investigations National Academy course, estimated not to exceed $5,127. Greg Moran, 4 days, London, Ohio, the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy course, estimated not to exceed $519. An undercover agent, 6 days in Columbus, Ohio, the Columbus Police Academy course, Clan Lab Basic Class, estimated not to exceed $870. Darren Wilson and Darrell Huntley, 2 days, London, Ohio, the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy course, conducting background investigations, not to exceed $290. Prosecuting Attorney's Office, Christy Panzara and Stephanie Ross, 1 day, Columbus, Ohio, Columbus Police Academy, not to exceed $30. 2 days, Independence, Ohio, the National Business Institute course entitled Law That Attorneys Need to Know, estimated not to exceed $518.27. And Joseph Palmer, 1 day, London, Ohio, the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy course, Public Records Law, not to exceed $116.15. County Engineer's Office, Shane Garr, Eric Eli, Kevin Rudd, Jan Carpenter, and Woody Woodmansey, 1 day, London, Ohio, the Ohio Local and Technical Assistance Program Center, estimated not to exceed $580. Jim Jennings, Kevin Rudd, Eric Eiley, Shane Garr, John Carpenter, and Woody Woodmansey, 1 day, Local and Technical Assistance Program, Asphalt Pavement Preservation Workshop, not to exceed $626. Farm Job and Family Services, Teresa Ellison and Christina Strassel, 3 days, Dublin, Ohio, Ohio Child Support Directors Association Spring Symposium, estimated not to exceed $1,601.50. Rick Frankhauser and Mark Sailors, 1 day, Dublin, Ohio, Ohio Child Support Directors Association Spring Seminar, not to exceed $493.75. Ava O'Connor, Melanie Sims, Shona Johnson, 1 day, Dublin, Ohio, Child Support Directors Association Spring Seminar, not to exceed $668.75. Julia Jordan, 3 days, Charlotte, North Carolina, Wendy's Wonderful Kids Regional Training Program, not to exceed $540. Department of Public Safety Services, Dominic Dalton, Mark Henriquez, Jessica Rose, and Tanya Stahl, 35 days, Batavia, Ohio. This is an online training course. Communications Center Supervisor of 4th Online. Total expenses estimated not to exceed $1,596. Department of Community Economic Development, Kelly Perry and Christine Bussell. Dayton, 1 day, Dayton, Ohio, for the Southwest Ohio Geographic Information Systems Group function, not to exceed $165.73. And the Board of County Commissioners, Debbie Beck, 1 day, Belleville, Ohio. The 2015 County Loss Control Coordinator Association Spring Meeting, not to exceed $25. Patty McKinley and Karen Quarter, 6 days, Denver, Colorado, International Avaya Users Group Education Training Conference, not to exceed $6,459.50. And that's it.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the training and travels contained in item 34?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. 35?
5 is travel and training. Board of County Commissioners, Commissioner Humphrey, 5 days Washington DC for the National Association of Counties Legislative Conference. Total expenses estimated not to exceed $2,022.57.
With a reimbursement of CCAO of $1,550, so that makes it
That is correct.
500. Do we have a motion to approve the training and travel as contained in item 35?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Abstain. Item 36, personnel actions.
Personal actions this week. Derek and the Building Department, Derek Spalding, Building Inspector 2, salary decrease effective 3/22. Clermont Transportation Connection, Shayla Ali, Vehicle Operator, termination resignation effective 3/20. Department of Job and Family Services, Crystal Combs, Income Maintenance Worker 3, termination resignation effective 3/31. Jamie Shute, Social Services Worker 3, job change effective 3/30. Stacy Haiti, Regional Training Coordinator, probation, end of probation, effective 3/23. Kimberly Beverly, Social Services Worker 3, new hire to a vacant position, effective 4/27. Angela Rutherford, Social Services Worker 3, new hire, vacant position, effective 4/27. Department of Public Safety Services, Amanda Goldbach, Emergency Resource Technician, step increase effective 4/9. And the Water Resources Department, Ronald Zud, WSD Operator 1, termination resignation effective 3/16.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve personnel actions as contained in item 36?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Powell?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Next, we have the approval of the informal regular session meeting, minutes rather, of 3/18/15. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from 3/18.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Do we have any add-ons?
There are no add-ons, sir. We do have a need for executive session,
Yes.
but I would ask that the board consider suspending session at the moment and going to informal session. We have a number of members of the audience who are here
Okay.
for the informal session.
Good, thank you.
Mr. Monger, if you want to.
So we'll suspend our regular session and go into informal session to resume later. And if we're okay, I'm ready to start back into formal session. Is that the pleasure of the group?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. Then I understand we have no add-ons, but we do have a need for executive session pursuant to section 121.22 G1, G2, and G4 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider first the employment and compensation of one or more public employees, and under G2, the purchase of property for public purposes or for the sale of property at competitive bidding, and under G4, item 3, prepare for, conduct, and review negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of employment. Do we have a motion to go into executive session under those 3 sections of the code?
I'll make a motion for executive session.
I'll second that.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. We'll be in executive session and back, I wouldn't say shortly this time. It's going to be a little while. We're back from executive session. No decisions were made. With the minutes were prepared for our review, and I think we've had an opportunity to review them. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of today's session?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Proud?
Yay.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. That concludes our business today. Thanks for joining us, and God bless.
Happy Easter.